Hello everyone. Let's start today's lab. I think now my English now is not very good, but our channel is very special. I guess you cannot find any channel as us. I try to help you. I try to help people. Don't have coding knowledge, but I want to do coding. Also, I want to help people because today AI now we use AI a lot. Nobody know how to learn. Nobody know what's the future. So I try to find one way. All student, every people, you can learn. As for future, not for today. Also, what I try to find one way, how we can do better in after 1 year, 2 years, not tomorrow. So our channel is very special, very special. Also today I have enabled the caption. So if you cannot now listen very clear, you can check the caption. So I hope now my channel will be benefited to everybody. Okay, now because we try to do something. Now I always say I want to now have one online school. That's future school. Because today with AI, nobody know how to learn. In any school, high school, university, all the teachers, all the school, they tell you not to use AI because if you use AI, they don't know how to teach you. But all the company, they ask you to use AI. I mean, that's very, very important. That's very, very important. If today, if we still follow the school's the schedule, you lost. If you work very hard, you get a very good degree. But after you graduate from school, you find your knowledge cannot suit to the company. That's very important. We need to find one new way to learn. So that's why I said I find one way to learn. I call web learning. So web learning, you don't need to learn everything very deep, but you need to have more knowledge than before. You need to have more wider knowledge than before. Because we can ask AI to do any work, but you have the ability to ask. If you don't have the knowledge, how can you ask? This is very important. Before, in the school or university, they teach you as one developer, as one engineer. They ask you to do any job, do yourself. So you need to learn everything, learn how to do calculation, learn how to write one piece of code. But today, we don't need that. We can ask AI to do anything. We can ask AI to write code, to do calculation. We can ask AI to do coding. So in today, we got total different. We need to learn. We need to learn how to instruct AI to do work for us. We not learn how to do work ourselves. So before you learn as one developer, as one engineer, today we learn as one manager. We call it product engineer. What's a product engineer? That means you know the requirement from the customer, from the business. Then you know how to use AI to do the project. Before, we have a lot of people in one team do one project. Today, only one person can do the whole project. Okay? So maybe before now, one team maybe 20 people, but today just one people enough. That's why currently, if you check now some news, you find a lot of companies, only one person, they make a lot of revenue. Only one person, they can make a lot of revenue. Okay? That's today, because you can use AI almost to do anything. That's very important. So I always thinking, how we study, then we can now find a job in the future. How we study, then we can now use AI very well. I mean, so in last weekend, in one social media, I found a very good poster, very good poster. I get a lot of ideas, so I need to share the post with you guys, with you. I think that's very important, very important. I'll share my screen, let you understand. I find some trick, I find some secret. Okay? That secret, I think a lot. I think now 1 year, 2 years, I was thinking, but I just figure out from the sort of poster. Now I show you the content. I'll show you content. I mean, that's very important. I think once you understand, I think I'm correct. Once you understand that, you know how to do, how to learn, how to do the work in the future. Okay, now I share my screen to you. Okay. The Chinese doesn't matter. Later I'll show English to you, because I found from one Chinese social media. So that's one lady now in US. She joined OpenAI. That's the first day. That's the first day now she get some experience. Right? She now wrote one social poster. So I found now something very, very interesting, very, very important. Now, but now that's Chinese. Now let's translate it to English. Okay. Yeah, I use a Google Translate. I use Google Translate to translate it to English. But the text is too small. That's too small. So I'll make it now more bigger. I'll highlight the point. Okay. So why I said that's very important? Because that's OpenAI. What's OpenAI? OpenAI brings the first large language model to the world. OpenAI brings the whole world into the AI age. Before now, OpenAI, we talk AI, but AI still not just tell you. But after OpenAI brings the large language model to us, everything changes. Everything now think the world will be changing. The world will be go to another now universal. Okay? So that's very important. So that's a lady now just find a job. Now the first day now go to the OpenAI. She get some feeling. That's very important. Why is very important? Because OpenAI, they do something. You can think maybe that's the future. Because OpenAI now they do some work. They how to do the work. They present now the future. So I think very soon all the company, all the office will be working now as same as OpenAI. So that's why I think that's very important. We need to find some secret from OpenAI. Sorry, Mac is. We need to find some secret now from OpenAI. So first of all, let's check. So they say they make everything automatically. Everybody prefer to use tools based on workflow. That's very important. Before now, I heard a lot of workflow use AI, but I never realized how important. After I see this social post, I think that's very, very important. What's the reason? Because before now, maybe use other software, now like Jira for project managers, like now Salesforce. That's for most office now use Salesforce. That's all based on form. That means you put something in the form, then you submit. That's the old technology. I mean, today with AI, we don't need to put a form because AI can help us to fill the form automatically. So everything will be workflow. What's workflow? Before we do software development, we have product manager, we have business analysis, we have project manager, we have technical team leader, then we have develop, we have QA, we have all the manager, now graphic designer. Now everything can be done by AI. But how make everything, all the AI work together? So we can use workflow. All the workflow now one node. You can think now that's one employee, that's one AI. So all the AI put together with the workflow, then we can make everything now work together, just as one team. I think that's very important. We get the concept. In OpenAI office, everybody prefer to use workflow to make everything automatically. So that's the future work. In the future, in your office, not open the website to fill some form. We use workflow. That's very important. We get one. Another one that's very important things. So she found a lot of college not a technical background, not technical rules. They still can use AI tools to make workflow. So that's wonderful. For example, in your company, the HR, they manage employee. Because there's a lot of work, they need to check your resume, they need to review your feedback from your manager. All the work before done by hand. But now you can use workflow to do everything. Even can use AI to give you one review. But all now, because it's just the beginning, not all the software ready. But everybody can use AI, can use tools to build a workflow, to automation some work. So that's very important. That means even you are not a technical role, even you are not learn technical, even you are not learn computer, you still need to have the ability to use AI tools to build a workflow, to do something. So that's no different. That's very important. We get something. That means everybody needs to have the ability to build a workflow, to do some work automatically. Okay, another thing. All the documentation generated by GPT from time to time. That's also another very important thing. If you check out GitHub, before I have built a lot of software, read a lot of documentation. Maybe I just share. Let me share the GitHub. Okay. You can see before now I prepare a lot of content. Now for each video I prepare a lot of content. That's all generated by AI, but I made it by hand, one by one. So before I'm thinking, once I get some idea, once I get some experience, I'll use AI to generate all the contents. How I can use AI to generate all the content? So I'll write some software to do it. So software, everybody know what's software. Software, that's very mean complex. I'll show you now what's software. Actually, what's software. Okay. This Python script, now because that's I have two classes. I have now another channel. This is Chinese channel. Now this is English channel. That's I prepared for the Chinese channel. But this doesn't matter. This is all code. Everybody can understand now. You can see this now I wrote the Python script to create a video. That's just now 300 lines, but not finished yet. Even not finished yet. Even now just 300 lines. I wrote myself with AI. For me, after some time, it's very hard to understand. Okay? Even if I add new features, everybody knows now, if you write some software, it's working. But if you change it, if you update, then you will get a problem. Because any change will be introduce a bug. Any change will cause a problem. So that means we write code, write software. That's the old way. Not just as we use a form to input something, to submit something. We write software, the whole software, in one file, even in one project, in thousand files all together. That's the old way. This is not the future way. The future way, I'm thinking all the software will be based on workflow. What mean workflow? Because, for example, we generate the video. That's step by step. Each step, we can write one node. Then we connect all the nodes together with the workflow. Because once we change something, we just need to change one node. We don't need to change all the nodes. So that will be less now make a mistake. Also, if we add a new function, we just write one new node. That's it. So that's much easier now for the maintenance. I'll show this later. Okay, let's continue. Okay, another thing. So I just say now, all the content before I made it by hand. So now we need to make all the content made by AI, generated by AI. So please thinking, if you are working, if you are doing some school work, heavy thinking, you can use AI to do some work for you, to prepare report, to prepare homework, to prepare anything. You can use AI to do it. Currently in the market, a lot of tools, a lot of workflow tools you can use now. Use it with AI. You can make everything automatically. I think now that's very important. From today, I'll do everything with workflow, with code. Now, I'm not write by hand. I'll not write software as a traditional one. Make one big file. I'll make all small file. One file present as one node. I connect all nodes, change the workflow. Then I can change logic very easy. That's from today. I'll do this. I hope everybody now from today, I'll work as this. Never read the code more than 100 lines. We make all the code as one node. Okay. Another thing, employee. Everybody, I think now, if you want, maybe you want to find one good job. Maybe you are still in uni. You want in the future you need to find one job. Let's check in OpenAI. What's the job they have? So in OpenAI, the most people, the senior level, most people on the staff level. The very few people now that's just graduate from university. Almost no people in middle level. Okay? So that's almost no people in middle level. Because you can think. In OpenAI, even you not do the large language model research, but you still do AI application. You still use AI for work. So one person can do some work as before as 10 people. Currently, all the companies, they will use AI. Even your company not use AI today. I think soon they will be using AI to do the work. That means one person can use AI to do 10 people's work as before. So you use AI to do work now equal to 10 people. You don't need a very deep, you don't need to have very deep skills, but you need to have all the knowledge as 10 people. So how can I call that? That's called senior staff. Because you have more knowledge. So that's why in the future, all the company use AI. All the company, one person can do 10 people's work. That means all the company, everybody is in the senior role. No middle level, no junior level. So you just ask for the graduate from university. You still, as a traditional education, you learn 1 degree. You spend 4 years, learn 1 degree, very deep. Then you go to company. You need to do 10 people's work with AI, but you never heard some terms. How can you use AI to do 10 people's work? So that's why I said, very important. We need to use web learning. We need to use web learning to learn more knowledge than before. If you are in university, you just study 1 degree. Now you need at least 4 degrees. After graduate from university, you need a behavior as one senior staff, not as one junior. What means senior? Senior means more knowledge. But if you still now use the old way to learn, you learn a lot of knowledge. All the knowledge you learn very deep. You spend a lot of time. So in university, total 4 years, how can you learn a lot of knowledge? So you must use my technology, web learning. Only get the knowledge. You need to learn more knowledge. You don't need very deep, but you need to know the knowledge. You need to understand what's the knowledge for. Once you need it, you can ask AI. So that's very, very important. That's very, very important. So in the future, all the company, the staff, the employees, the senior level, no junior level, no middle level. If you, after 4 years, graduate from university, after 2 years, graduate from university, if you still follow current syllabus, you still follow the school schedule, you are definitely junior level. Junior level doesn't mean lost job. Now, yeah? Maybe you can go to the company. Maybe just as now just help other people. But you definitely cannot use the AI very well because they don't need one junior level. They even don't need one mid level. They need a senior level. But what's senior level? I think that's what we need to understand. Now, for example, before currently we say, because I do coding a lot, what's one senior developer? Senior developer, that means do a lot of stuff, very complex, but still in one area. Now, I have heard some people use Java for 10 years, only can use Java. Even only can use Java to do some database, insert, update, select, delete. So that's called senior developer. But in today, no, that's not senior. That's junior. The senior, that means you know Java, you know JavaScript, you know Python, you know C++. You can use AI to do any coding work. Because all the coding, that's no different. All the function, loop, all the list, all the array, that's no different. That's just different coding language. Even some keywords, that's very similar. So why you can use Java, you cannot use Python? This is incredible. So today that means senior. That means you can use any knowledge. You can use all the knowledge to do with AI to do work. Not as before. You senior, you just on one area, you do very deep. But now today, the concept totally changes. So that means very easy. If you follow my rule, follow my web learning rule, you just spend some time. You can be one senior level engineer or manager or everything with AI. Because you don't need to do your job yourself. You just need to ask AI to do it. But you must know the word, how to ask AI. So that's why now I think the web learning is very important. So another thing I always say, now even you not learn technical, even you not learn coding, everybody, all the people need to learn use AI, because all the company will use AI. Company will use AI. Another thing you can see in the interview, still now. So in OpenAI interview, even now this is not technical role, they still ask you, can you use AI? So that's I think that's fair, very fair enough. I'll show you something. Okay. I'll show you one image. That image made by AI. Now, in 2002, I was in China. I work for one Canada company. Because now that's one foreign company. Now, we do nuclear power plant. So in my office, everybody had one computer in 2002. But in other company, even government, they don't just as this, don't have computer in 2002. Now, can you think? Now, maybe you cannot think. In office, no computer. In your home, no computer, no smartphone in that year. So in 2002, in my office, everybody got computer. So one day, the power off, no power. So everybody said, oh, we can go home with nothing to do. Because everybody needs a computer to work. If no power off, everybody said, we can go home, nothing to do. But if the office no computer, so if no power, doesn't matter, you still can work. But today, I think a lot of people heard, sometimes OpenAI service is not stable. So once OpenAI service not have outage, including myself, nothing to do. Oh, I cannot do anything. Even I can Google, but still I don't want to Google anymore because I use AI every day. So same thing. Today some people use AI as one code developer, and some people, if no AI, if OpenAI service is outage, nothing can do. I can go home.
But there's very few people. There's very few people use AI every day. I think soon, very, very soon, all the office, all the work, all the people will use AI every day for work. That means in that day, if the AI service is done, I think all the people say, oh, I can go home, even now your computer is still working. Okay? What I want to say? I want to say, use AI, today is one scale. Today is one scale. Tomorrow, just very normal. Just as now, 20 years ago, if you want to find one job, you say, I can use computer, I can use Windows, I can use now Microsoft Word, Excel. Then you find one job. But today, if you want to get one job, you say, I can use Windows, I can use Word, I can use Excel. Yes, just as my daughter. My daughter, because just high school, she want to find a job. She said, now he can use Windows, he can use Excel. But if you graduate from university, you say you can use Excel. Everybody can use it. Even primary school student can use it. So that means now everybody learn AI. That's one now common skill. Not in the future, in the next year, after 2 years. So even you not learn technical, if you not learn computer science, you even not learn coding, you need to learn AI from today, or you'll be out in the job market. Okay. Because now that's now my feeling now from the social post. I think now in the future all the software will be based on workflow. So I do some research. I need to find one tools for Discord server for members to use. So I compare now the total 3. I think is very good. Now, ComfyUI, that's very good now for image, for graphic. Flowise AI, that's now very good now for large language model. N8N, that's a very famous one. I need to pick up one, that's best one. I need to pick up the best one. Which one is best? So I use now OpenAI ChatGPT and use Go Gemini research. I do one research to find one which one is good. Now I'll share to everybody my results. Okay. I know not everybody you now have the account. You can do research, but later I'll share the report. I just show you steps how can I do it. Actually, now that's very easy. So I just ask, can you please compare ComfyUI, Flowise AI, and N8N? I'm looking for an AI now workflow automation tools to streamline my work. So that is including then ChatGPT ask me what job you want to do. So I'll say now I prepare now video tutorial, I prepare script, I prepare now some cost. So even now some AI stuff, some image. Then ChatGPT now give me the report. That's so long. I have uploaded now to GitHub. So you can check in here in the session 4. So that's 2. That's 1. Now that's ChatGPT version. On the same thing, I use the same prompt. I ask AI. Then AI now ask Google Gemini. Then Google Gemini another now research paper. That's I converted to PDF. You can see that's total 29 pages. The total 29 pages. So compare the ComfyUI, Flowise AI, and N8N. Which one is best? I read now almost all the text contents. Then I upload now to the GitHub. I hope now the report, the research paper can help anybody understand the workflow. That's very important. So after compare, that's my choice. I think we'll use ComfyUI. We'll use ComfyUI, but also we'll use other one too. So I'll explain now why now we'll use ComfyUI. First, now because we'll do video, we'll use AI, we'll use now coding, we'll use workflow to automatically generate a video for YouTube, for TikTok, for anywhere now social media, even now for Discord server, because that's a video stuff related to images. So that's the ComfyUI. That's very good for video, for images. That's one reason. Another one, the ComfyUI can use your computer's GPU, can use your computer's now the local resource to do some work. Because now, if you use the N8N or now Flowise AI, you must use one cloud service. There's no problem for cloud service. But now, I said, we want to do something for the future, not for today. What do you mean future? Today, your computer may be not very powerful. Now, don't have one good graphic card. But that's today. After 2 years, after 3 years, 4 years, I think the graphic card will be very cheap. So everybody in your computer, you can run one large language model. You can run one model to generate the image, to generate the video. So the ComfyUI can use the local resource very well, the graphic card very well. So we learn for future, not learn for today. So that means today you learn ComfyUI. After 3 years, after 2 years, you have one very powerful company, very cheap. Then you can use the ComfyUI to do anything. You don't need to pay any cloud now cost, because we learn for future. Still ComfyUI still can work for CPU very well. That means now you can use ComfyUI just as N8N and the Flowise AI, no different. You can still use cloud. So that's why I chose now ComfyUI. Another one, I want to make something now contribution to the open source community. So okay, I'll show you now. I have created one project. So I focus on now ComfyUI project. I rename, I give one name, the X-ComfyUI. Why I call X? Because currently now ComfyUI mostly used for graphic video. I want to make some contribution to the open source community. So you can use ComfyUI to do anything. Before now, I have written one now AI agent to generate the code. We call it now BetaBoss agent. So I want to add the BetaBoss agent to the ComfyUI, just as one flow. So workflow. So you can use ComfyUI to generate coding, to write software, to generate the project. You can use the ComfyUI now to do anything. For example, check your email, then send the email, reply email. Almost anything you can thinking. I'll teach you. We use a web learning skill, teach you how to web coding. Without the code knowledge, you can write some code to create some now custom nodes. Then you can use ComfyUI not only do the graphic and video. You can do anything. I will teach you. Let you know. I will teach you. You just follow me. We make the ComfyUI more function, more features. Also, I keep it open source. That means after some time, after now we learn more, we make more contribution. We can make the project more help, more useful to the open source community. That's why I said we not build one fake project. We build something. First, benefit to us. First, benefit or learn. Then we share our project to others, benefit others. So that's called real project, not a fake project. What's a fake project? Just as your schoolwork, give you a project. The project is just for access, just practice. No, nobody use it. That's a waste of time. You cannot learn anything from the fake project. One real project first benefit yourself, not only learn coding, but also you can use it to do other things. Also, you can maybe you can make money. Maybe you can share with other people. Make it open source, benefit to others. That's called real project. So in junior IT, we only do real project. We never do any fake project. If you have some ideas, if you want to now do one project, you don't have the coding knowledge, you don't know how to do it, you can share with me. I will check, and maybe I can help you. We can help you to do one real project. But if you just do some schoolwork, now you do some fake project, so I'm not interested. No, I'm not interested. Okay. Now let's check. So okay, I talk a lot. I think a lot of people now know what's workflow, what's the ComfyUI. But if you don't understand, I'll show you this image. That's workflow. So each panel, we can think that's one node. Each panel is one node. One node as one function. Then you can change the logic, change the just thinking this as water. Now that's water flow. You can change it how the water go to this node, go to this node. You can change it. You can change it. So you can thinking now. We just give one example now as software development. So first you get one requirement to do one software. Then you create another node. Use AI to do the business analysis. See, what's the requirement? What's the user story? Which technical I need for the project? After that, you create a prompt. You merge it together. Then create the code. Generate the code. Once the code generates, then we ask AI to write one user manual. After the user manual, then we ask AI to write one test report, create test procedure, how to use the user manual to do tests. After the test, then we give feedback, find any bugs or how to improve. So all will use the workflow to do it. So that means we just have one requirement. Then after that, we just click. Then everything will automatically. So when we do this, what's the good thing? Good thing is now, I think now in our Discord server, not anyone want to code. Not anyone now want to do code. So once we finish the job, we build the workflow. Any people can use it, even not the technical people. For example, we make the project ready. We now automatically generate the video for YouTube, for TikTok, for Facebook, for anywhere. So you just share your friend with the workflow. Even share to your parents. Your parents, your friends can use your workflow. Just give one idea, then automatically generate the video, then upload it to YouTube. Okay? So that's when we do this way, we can benefit others. So before, if we not use workflow, we just add the traditional way. We write a source code. Nobody can use it. Nobody can use it. But now we use the workflow. Everybody can use it. So I think now in the future, all the software will be like one workflow, just as this, just as one workflow. Not as currently. The most software and just open browser, a lot of forms. You fill the form and then submit. No, not as this. In the future, all software is based on workflow. You just give one another prompt. You just give one idea. Say, do it. Then after some time, you get an email. Oh, the work is already done. You get now everything. So I think now from today, we'll use the workflow to do everything. Okay, now we still now have some time. Now we just one quick demo how to set up the ComfyUI. Okay, just click. Now once we open the GitHub project, you click the menu install because we are web learning. I want the people now learn something, get some knowledge. So once we manually install, we'll now understand the whole process. So I said now we can use now ComfyUI to do everything for image, for graphic, for video. But we'll do later. First, we'll now use ComfyUI to build some project, use cloud service. So first, understand what's now the large language model, how to generate text, how to generate the image with the cloud service. Once you have the concept, later I'll tell you how to set up the large language model in your computer in one GPU instance. How to set up now the image and the video model in one GPU computer or remote cloud service. Even I'll tell you how can find now some free resource. You can just install now some now large language model or graphic video model in the free resource, so you can create a video without $1. But we'll step by step. If today I tell you how to install large language model, how to install image video model, how to use it, that will be very complex, very hard to understand. We first learn how to use the cloud service. Then step by step, I'll tell you how to now install the model in locally or in the cloud. Okay, so we first now only use the GPU function. We'll use now because we use GitHub Codespaces, so everyone can start immediately. You don't need to care how to set up your computer. So that's very important. But if you have Windows, you can have Instruct Windows. If you have Linux, you can install Linux. If you have Mac, I already now provided instruction how to install in Mac. But in Mac now, because Mac now the new Mac, the M1, M2, the CPU is very powerful. They have included now some graphic features. So if you generate the image, they'll be much faster than Windows. But just much faster, it's not very fast. So in the beginning, I not recommend you use Mac to generate the image video because it still need a long time. We can do later. We can now we just focus on the GPU solution. Okay, I'll show you how to install in GitHub. Okay, here. Oh. So many windows. Okay, we just one quick demo. Actually, that's very easy. Now, you just now create one, open the GitHub, Codespaces. You just click the blank. I always now recommend use blank because you have more control. Also, you have more understanding what's happened. Okay, once you open it, actually now that's very easy. Now you can copy all the command to do it. You just copy. You just copy. Once you now open the terminal, you can copy all the commands together to run. But we are learning. I'll show you one by one. We will not do the lazy way. Okay. So first step, we need to clone the repository to your computer. You just now open the terminal. If you not open the terminal here, in the menu terminal, you can create a new terminal. Okay. Then you just copy paste. Allow. Then you clone the project. Then after clone, you can do list. You can check the new directory. Also, you can run command pwd current working directory. So you can show this is your current now working directory. If you are using Windows, now that'll be much different. Windows now from say from D now, but from Mac or Linux, that's now the directory now from slash. The GitHub Cloud Service Codespaces, that's based on links. Okay, then we change the directory. Copy. Now you can do a check, pwd. Now we change it to now the new directory. Even you can here, you can click, you can see. That's all the code we have. That's all the code we have. Another thing, we need to create one virtual environment. Where we need that's one command. Now we create a virtual environment. Why we need this one? Because maybe we have a lot of projects. Each project now have some dependency. That's now maybe if some can be conflict each other. So we need to create one for each one. For each project we create one virtual environment. So we make sure all the projects work now as standalone. So we create this one. It's very easy. Now you just use this command. That's my prefer to use this one. Most tutorial just as you create one folder now called VNV. So I prefer to add one suffix to show which project, because now you can have a lot of projects. So I'll show you why I do this. Activate. Then we need to activate now the environment. You can see once you activate it, then you can see the prefix. So if you all use the same name, VNV, without the project name, so sometimes you'll be confusion. You are in which environment? I think that's a very good practice. Please follow as me. So we do the same thing. So you can anytime you can check. That's now. Okay, I need to. Yeah, I need to change my screen. So you can check now in here. You can check the environment name. So it's very important. Every virtual environment we add one suffix. Now, so we know that's for which project. Okay. After that, we install now the PyTorch. That's a very important one. If you don't understand, you just ask AI. But doesn't matter. You just follow me. We install that for GPU only. You can see that's now. That's for GPU. Sorry, that's for CPU. For CPU. That's very important. That's very important. That's created by Facebook. All the AI stuff, all the graphic card calculation. Now that's uses PyTorch. That's use PyTorch. But today we just use the CPU version. We just CPU version because GitHub Codespaces don't have GPU. I believe most students, most people now your computer don't have GPU, don't have one very powerful GPU. So that's a very, I think that's a very good now in the beginning. We start now from GPU, then we use the cloud service. Once now we know the concept, I'll tell you how to use cloud GPU, even how to use a free cloud GPU service. You can do some large language model, graphic, video things. Okay, so we set up now the PyTorch. Then we install the project dependency. We just still copy paste. We can check another file. This file is very you just have knowledge. Our project like this. The requirement now the text file. That's all the package. That's all the package. That's all the package now we need. That's all the package we need. So all the projects and passing projects has this file. But you just have a look. Doesn't matter. You understand it. Okay. Done. Already installed. After that, we install now one tools. That tool now, that's just for development. We want to develop now some now customer node. So we need this tool. If you don't want to do development, you don't need this one. Okay. After that, we can run this command. Or we use this command for easy. This command shows now how now you run the command by yourself. Oh, okay, I guess this is something wrong. I need to fix this one. That's a duplicate. That's duplicate. Okay, I'll remove this one. So we just run the CPU with CPU. Then this means CPU variant. So I think you don't need to care. We just copy this one. We modify the. Actually, you can use this one as well. That's no. You can see we just open the file. You can see. Later I'll explain now this one. We first try the command. We remove the. Okay, we fix the command and update the repository later. Okay, we run it. So in the shell file, in the file, you can see where we add this. Because, okay, once now finished, they will show you open the browser. Okay, let's go back. I'll show you now in the command line. Because we are already in the virtual environment, so we can just directly use the Python to run the command. But in the shell now, we added the virtual environment address, the location. So you don't need to activate. You can directly use the command. This is just for easy. So this is just for easy. Okay. So once we now open, we just close. Show you again. So you go to the here, pause. Then you click the address. Here you click. Why we need the port forwarding? Because the cloud service that's run in the cloud computer. That's in the internal network. If you want to access from outside, we need to do the port forwarding. The GitHub already do it for us. So you can see, even we run the port 8188, but we still, you can see that's the address, that's don't have 8188. That's called port forwarding. If you don't want more concept, you just Google, you just ask AI. For web learning, we just need to know the concept. We don't need to know exactly. Once you need, you ask AI. But today, you just need to learn the cloud container that's in the cloud internal network. But from your home, from your computer, that's outside. So we need to do port forwarding. Then we can access the cloud service. Okay. Once we open the cloud service, that's empty, it's nothing. Okay, we can just show some example. Now you can open the template. This is a lot. That's a lot. We just try anyway, image to image. But I tell you, because that's CPU instance, I would recommend that you not download. Actually, you can do it. Because now that will be very slow now. Generate one image will take about, I think about 10 minutes, at least. Generate one image will take 10 minutes. If you want to try, you can do it now. But later, I'll tell you how to use now cloud service, support GPU. That will be more fast, but not today. We'll do later. So today, I just show you, that's the workflow. Can see? You can see now issue one, that's node. Issue one as node. You can change you can drag, you can change the flow, you can change the here. So in the next class, I'll tell you how to create the node with web learning. How to make your work automatically. Thinking, currently, any work do you have for your office, for your company, for your school, for your homework, thinking. Any work can use AI to do it, can use coding to do it. Then I'll tell you how to use AI to write the ComfyUI node to create a workflow, to make things automatically. So all the things that you just need, once you finish the workflow, you just click run, then finish. That'll be very easy. For example, now we can create a video. So we first now we use a large language model. We create the script, then we get a script. Then we created now the images. Then we create the audios. Then we merge now the image and audio to one video. After that, we merge all the video together as one now long video. So we make the workflow now flow ready. So you can generate the prompt automatically. Also, the workflow can run in the cloud, can run automatically. That means you can write one prompt to generate now the maybe 100 video in half a day with the workflow. So that's why we need to do the work automatically. Okay, today already now 1 hour. Thanks everybody now joining today's class. From the next class, this Friday same time, I'll tell you how to make your work automatically with the workflow. How to use web learning and web coding. Even you don't have any coding knowledge, I'll tell you how to create the workflow, how to create the AI node to do the work. Each node you can think just as one your employee, just do different stuff. This one for image editor, this one for audio editor, this one for video editor, this one for test, this one to upload the video to YouTube. So all the things automatically, you just as one manager. Okay, thanks everybody now join today's class.